a cash flush artist. Like my money is going to a family. So my music has always been made. I've had investors at a couple of points. My best friend put a lot of money, pretty much paid for all of Beautiful Funeral to be made.
Oh wow.
We put a lot of work and effort into those projects.
Yeah.
And we never figured out. I've never been a money.
Money was never the drive.
It's never been the drive.
Right.
I've never, like, anytime that I've tried to make a little bit, I might make a little bit, but it's not like I'm not leaving my kids and going on tour.
Right.
And nothing against those that do that. That's a sacrifice that I just wasn't willing to make. And if you're willing to make it because you know that the end game is their secured future.
Right.
I completely respect that, and I love that. But that's never been something I've been on 2 tours, right? And you met me. I met you in Pasadena. Yeah. That wasn't on one of the tours. I just came down for Wildcard's birthday to do.
Oh shit, no doubt. Yeah, Wildcard, man. What's up with my dude, man?
Oh, he's still active online.
Is he?
And he just released a new album.
Oh yeah, I was like, hold on, what's Wild? Because I remember he was at the pinnacle. Like he was really about to. And then I just stopped hearing about it.
Yeah, I don't know what. I'm not familiar with what was going on for a couple of years. I know he kind of fell off the radar for a minute.
Yeah, no, Wildcard is.
Again, probably doing adult shit. He had life to fucking deal with. And
life happens.
You can't just unless you figure it out, unless you've got that mentality for that side of the game.
Right.
Then you may just end up, I don't mind being a hobby rapper, to be completely honest with you. I do this because I love it. Because you love it.
Exactly. And you know what? That's a decision artists have to make when they get started. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's why, I do the magazine, even when I do this, I got to put money into this to even do it at this point. You know what I mean? And so, but, I already know that I love to do it. So, you know what I mean?
I've been spending a lot of time trying to get myself into a position where I'm spending the money up front while I have it to put myself in a position to not ever have to spend it on that again.
Right.
I put a studio in the house so that I don't have to go pay somebody else for studio time.
Ever, exactly.
I've been teaching myself how to mix, so I don't even have to ask somebody else how to mix. I would probably still branch out for mastering, mostly just because I think that it's important to have that third ear.
Right,
or not,
exactly.
Well, in this case, it would be the second ear.
Right, and mastering can't hurt. Mastering is,
Yeah, you want that extra opinion.
Right.
You want that outside source opinion, especially if you're paying them. They're going to be honest with you because they want you to get your money worth or not. Bad talk them.
Right.
So, I like having that. Other than that, man, I'm on that DIY shit now.
Yeah, right.
Trying to figure out how I can do this, look professional.
Yeah.
But not necessarily spend professional money.
Right. Hey, it's just to work smarter, not harder.
Sure.
You know what I mean? You can still work hard, but you know what I mean?
Russ has been his own engineer, and mixing engineer for a while.
Right.
He's a millionaire now. All independent.
Yeah.
That shit can just happen.
Right, exactly. But see, he didn't let nothing define what the steps were.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he really paved his own way.
Yeah, he looked at the places where there were middlemen that there didn't need to be middlemen, and he figured out how to cut them out.
Exactly.
And the more you cut them out, the more you realize you really don't need anybody but you and a fucking TuneCore account.
Exactly. And then if you just got the knowledge on how to create, I remember there was that quote when Ice Cube was like, where he had said something to the effect of, listen, you're only gonna get paid for what you can do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I guess, Ice Cube, he a boss dude. He was dealing with a lot of different acts under his, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So to speak. So, but yeah, across all of your projects, who are some of the producers you worked with?
Most, well, no, I guess not most.
Because you have good beat selection.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Randy and my brother were my main engineers for a large portion of my earlier career.
Okay. They were really producing originals.
Yes, originals.
Let's go.
My brother was filthy with the sample. He could fucking really kill a sample, and so could Randy. But they also really flexed on original beats. So I was lucky enough to be able to put projects together that pretty minimally sample heavy.
Right, so you can monetize it.
Yeah, so Randy and my brother Curtis were my original producers, but I've also worked with MTK and DJ Infrared.
Yeah.
My guy Aeon from EST20, he does production. You riding that fence? Is it greener on the other side? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm kind of drawing a blank. I've worked with a lot of producers.
Right.
But I'm currently working on a project with a French producer named Aram. I'm working on a project with Shorty. Working on a project with Speedy. Okay. All of them as producers.
Right. Now they're all producing their own original projects, or they're all coming together on one?
No, we're all working on separate things.
Okay. Nice.
So it's just kind of like.
Now, do you have any albums that were exclusively produced?
Just A Midsummer's Day Drive, the EP.
Okay. I'm gonna listen to it.
That was produced by Randy exclusively.
I like those when an artist actually gets a whole album produced. I mean, it's just a real good stamp. You know, you get to really hear both. Right. Collaboration in depth, you know.
It makes it more of a fluid narrative. Like even if you're not doing like something thematic, it just everything feels like it belongs together.
Exactly.
Naturally, just by having the same producer.
Right. And who have been some of your favorite artists to collaborate? I already know you mentioned hella cats. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Aeon from EST20 is one of probably top 5 of my favorite people to collaborate with.
No doubt.
Dude's a ridiculously filthy MC, and he just likes to rap. So we would get together, like that's the place that I would go anytime that I was like kind of at a tipping point with like I would rather quit than deal with all the bullshit that I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
I would just go down to Everett, go to his studio spot. I was at our homie's house, Joe. And we would just go in the studio and create all day.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have any direction. We wouldn't know what we're going to do before we get there. We would just get there. We'd find a beat. We'd write to it, and we'd record.
Man.
We'd lead there with 3 or 4 songs every time. So he's one of my favorite people to work with based on that. Speedy is definitely one of my favorite people to work with, mostly because he's a perfectionist.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get anything out of working with him other than the best that he's capable of bringing to the project.
Right.
Which is good to push.
Yeah. All right, so look, let me ask you this real quick. Okay. Because you can't really have a catalog like yours without asking about, you know, what your hunger for creativity is, right? Like you say, you know, you love this.
Right.
You know what I mean? What's your motivating force when writing new songs? You know what I mean? Where do you get your inspiration from?
I'm getting most of my inspiration from things I'm going through.
Yeah.
I try to be fairly open in my music with what's going on. So I put my kids are in my music a lot. My girls in my music a lot.
Nice.
They are the thing that make me want to write the most.
Yeah.
And then just when dope albums drop, when good artists that I'm a fan of put out good quality shit, I'm at first a lot of times I'm gonna have that. I should just quit. This guy's too fucking good.
Right.
There's no way I'm competing with this. But then after you listen to it a few times, like lately that new Nas album.
Oh, is it real?
For me, I'm a Nas stan. Nas is my number one.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
He's the GOAT to me.
Yeah.
So off top, I'm fucking with Nas.
Yeah.
But I think this record is one of his best.
Oh, wow. That's a big statement because, you know, he's got a hell of a body of work.
He for sure does, but I mean, this is in his
now, look,
top
I tell people
all
the time, Stillmatic over Illmatic. How do you feel about that?
I actually agree with that, I think.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know, man. So it's I go back and forth, but because I go back and forth with Illmatic, and It Was Written as well. I think It Was Written is arguably his best all-around record.
Okay.
But I think most people are going to say it's Illmatic. I think Illmatic set a precedence that hadn't been. Like, he upped the bar with that album.
Exactly, for sure. Especially with like being lyrical.
It's just I started coming into getting onto the Nas train with Stillmatic. So for me, that is like for a lot of people that was Illmatic in '94.
Right.
For me, it was Stillmatic.
Right.
And, you know,
like Stillmatic was our Illmatic.
Stillmatic was my Illmatic.
Let's go, bro. Thank you. You're the first person that like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would definitely describe it like that. I love Godson.
Right. Thank you. Exactly, man. That was a great album, man.
Good album. So that record has had me pretty inspired lately. Yeah. I really like just bar heavyweights like Royce and Joyner. Right. I like listening to guys that they can really, really spit.
Yeah. Joyner's a monster.
And they love to spit for the craft of it. Like, it's not always got to be some serious,
for exhibition
shit. They'll just like showing the fuck off.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of those artists when they drop,